So speaking about battle rap though, right? How did you feel about the Kendrick versus Drake situation?
I thought it was dope until it started getting too serious.
It got
You know
too
what I'm saying?
personal.
Yeah, people getting shot at. Come on, man. This is nice. Come on. You know, Kendrick a cool dude. You know, I did the Damn album with Kendrick. So he's not a rowdy type of dude. You know what I'm saying? Cool. I don't know why they were beefing. I don't know why it started, how it started. You know, I'm hearing Drake is in a position where he owns people's music or something. I don't know. You know, I'm hearing things, but I don't really know the core of it. But for whatever it is, for Kendrick to come the way he did, it's pretty serious. You know, but it was dope. It ain't like it's dope. But now you see Rick Ross getting jumped in Canada, and it should never take it to that. You know what I'm saying? Like that didn't happen with Jay and Nas.
Right.
That didn't happen with Karis, One and Shan. That didn't happen with, you know what I'm saying, LL and Kumo. Like it was about the music.
Because, you know, when you look at it at face value, we looking at Kendrick and Drake. They're not the hardest rappers or anything by any means, right? And, you know, the rhymes going back and forth, it was fun for everyone. It was exciting for hip hop. It was dope, right? But then, like, it started to get too personal in the rhymes. And then now with these incidents in the streets, it's starting to give you a little bit more of that vibe of like, man, this is like how Tupac and Big, like that beef kind of was where it spilled over outside of the music.
Yeah, well, you know, battling is personal. If you look at battle rap, you know, it gets personal. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. But once it starts spilling into the street where people start feeling like they're going to get credit for doing something to somebody else, and you don't even know the person that you're doing it for. You don't even, people don't know Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but that's his city and they holding him down. So I'm not mad at that. But when it starts getting to the point where people getting hurt and jumped and all that, no, that's not, we don't need that. We don't need that in no hip hop. Battling, challenging each other, that's hip hop. That's what hip hop is built on. You know what I'm saying? But it's not built on people getting shot over it or hurt. That shit's stupid.
I just think that once you start talking about people's families and making those serious allegations.
And that's why I couldn't be a battle rapper, because as soon as you talk about my daughter or my mom's or getting in my face yelling, we're going to be fighting. So yeah. It's not, you have to have a certain kind of skin for that. You know what I'm saying? But for battlers, that's what they do. You know, and you got to know when you get in a battle, there's no limit. You know what I'm saying? Especially when there's information out there that somebody can find and say something about, there's no limit. It's a battle. It's the same thing as a comedian. There's no limit with a comedian. You can't take a comedian serious when he jokes on you about shit that you put out there in the world. That's his job to do. So if you go to a comedy show and you jump on stage mad at what he just joked on you about, you're an idiot. Don't go to the comedy show, or better yet, don't sit in the front so he can joke on you. But if you sit there, chances are it's going to happen. You're going to let that become a problem because the joke is on you. Like, people got to get their minds right. You just, you know.
So you don't think either side went too far because they were in the battle as far as what they said?
No. As far as what they said, when I heard him call him a pedophile, I was like, can he get sued for that?
They definitely, defamation of character, you know.
That's definitely defamation when I heard that. You know.
But then Drake was talking about his baby mama, his kids too. So like some of the allegations he made about that, you know, I think I saw something where like a lawyer was breaking down how they could sue each other for different things. So it was pretty serious.
But they would look like suckers if they sued each other.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. This is hip hop. Like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? So, you know, and you can't blame Drake for people jumping on Rick Ross or jumping on anybody else because they fans. That's how crazy fans are. But it never should be that way. It should never be that way. You know what I'm saying?
The same thing with the shooting at Drake's house, right? With his
that
security
shit is crazy.
guard.
Shooting at this man's house, shoot a security guard, like that shit is crazy.
But we don't even know who sent for that or anything, you know. So It's just like it seems like it's tied to it, but we don't know for sure.
Nah, ain't tied. Nah. Ain't tied to Kendrick or Drake. That's somebody that, if people be out here killing for no reason or shooting for no reason, all they need is a reason. to do something.
And you know, crazy fans, sometimes they feel like I'm gonna take on for my favorite artist or something.
What happened to John Lennon?
Right.
John Lennon was one of the biggest Beatles. The Beatles was the biggest band of the time. And when John Lennon became solo and became big in his own, he's walking in his building to get shot from a fucking crazy fan in Central Park. He killed right there. Somebody just killed him for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have people like that. You know, they going through shit in their own head. They have views of it. You can look on IG and see how people think. You can write something out, make it blatantly clear, and they still will ask the question to it as if you didn't already say it. Like, you already said it, and you didn't read what I just read, what I just wrote. You didn't see what I just wrote.
They'll twist your words.
You still say, yeah, twisted it, and you didn't see what like, that's what I'm saying. So some people just don't get it.
Not logical.
They're not logical. They have very basic common sense you find in a lot of people that don't have it. Just basic common sense.
Comprehension skills.
Yeah, and I've learned that dealing with people all over the world. Like, and that's why you got to be a people person. You got to understand that it's not about you. That everybody's not going to think the way you do it. Everybody don't have the smarts you may have. Everybody not might have the timing. You know, people are different. So if you're going to be a person in this business, you have to know that. You know what I'm saying? You can't just go with just the way you think and that's it. That's the law. No, there's other places. A person in Kentucky, we can go as far as Kentucky. They don't give a fuck about what's going on in New York. They don't have a New York mentality. They have a Kentucky mentality. They don't give a shit about what's going on in New York. They don't care about the New York music on the radio. They don't care about, they have their way of living. You see what I'm saying? And when they want to involve with themselves, they will, but they have their way of living. And that goes for anywhere else.
Well, but that's like to piggyback off of what you were talking about before. Like, some people have never left their block, right? Some people have never left where they're from. So when you travel, you start to have a larger worldly view. You start to see things differently. You start to understand people can be different, and you're more open to that. You're more accepting of that.
Now you start becoming different. Now you start, I was bugging. It's not like that. You start seeing things for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Look how many artists, gangster artists. Now you see them older. They were gangsters in the 90s.
Right.
Talk gangster shit in the 90s. Now they're older. And you see them talk about, we got to start treating people this way. We got to start doing this. You can't act like that. You're shooting shit. You were talking about that shit back then. But you're going to get older.
Yeah.
You're going to get older. You're going to get wiser. You're going to see more shit.
Have kids.
That's going to say, you're going to have kids. You're going to see things that's going to make you say, you know what? That's not the right way. That was my rebellious thinking. That's not the right way of doing it. This is the right way of doing it. That automatically comes. The jails are full of them. Kids that think, like I said, kids that think they're getting a strike by going into a jail, and when they come out, they're going to be the man. No. You're going to come out to nothing.
Yeah, and I think that you just start to realize there's so much more to life.
It's so much more. And when you're stuck in one place and all you see is drug dealing, you see ganging, you see this, that's what you know. So that's as far as your mind go. A lot of these kids think they ain't going to get past 25 years old. So they try to do what they can do and get crazy with it earlier in the rush. Because they don't even think they're going to be here long enough to live it.
Yeah, and when you start to factor in things like, the lack of proper nutrition, right? Food deserts, just like the things that exist within the hood of you not being able to have basic, necessities met. You can't feel good, so you're not going to act in your best way too, though.
Mm-hmm. It's a fact. That's a fact.